Right, we are back now with Girish and the NetApp Aggregate encryption support. Girish, would you like to do the screen share, or would you like me to do the screen share for you?
Yeah, you can just click on that link. Yeah.
Awesome.
So, this is a small feature. I just set the context here actually. So as you know that we already support NetApp volume encryption. So there are few customers, they are asking for the aggregate level encryption. So this NetApp aggregate encryption is quite similar to the volume level encryption, but there is few differences here, which I'm going to cover, and how we are going to implement this as part of this release actually. So before implementing this feature, I'm just talking about the on-tap behavior actually. Based on the on-tap behavior, we have decided how to implement this in the Manila. So when on-tap, this is the command aggregate modify. So based on using this command, you can enable the encryption flag for the aggregate. So that means whatever the volume you're creating under this aggregate, that should be encrypted with the this NVA key. So once you have this flag enabled, so you can create the both NAE and NVA encryption for the volume, and this behavior from the 9.7. So once this flag is enabled for this aggregate, so and along with that one you need a VE license, and you have to means your on-tap should be configured with the onboard or some external key management, and then you can create the volume on that aggregate. Okay, so how we can differentiate means how the volume is created on means how you can create the NAE volume or NVE volume. So if you are creating like volume create command, if you are giving the encryption type as a true, so it will create the NVE volume. But if you are not giving this flag, so it will by default create you the NAE volume, means this NetApp volume encryption with means aggregate based on the aggregate. Okay, so based on this on-type behavior, so what we have decided, so we are going to add this NetApp aggregate encryption as a tool in each pool. So there is a attribute as part of the aggregate get iter which we need to fetch, and based on that we need to populate this capability in our Manila pool, or so two conditions should be met here. So that VE license should be available on the on tap, and that should be our on tap should be configured with the external key manager or onboard. And your aggregate based on that key, actually if it is true we'll make it true, otherwise it will make it fast. Now suppose user want to create the NVA volume, means NetApp volume encryption enabled on that share. So we have this below logic available. So this user going to pass this in the extra parameter in extra specs also. So for X aspects, if user is passing NetApp flexible encryption only, okay. So this is the logic we have already in our Manila. So if user is passing this one, so based on this flag, first it will pick up the suitable backend pool, and based on this flag also it will decide it should be the volume encrypted, that NV encrypted. So we are passing one flag encryption is true based on this parameter to our ONTAP library, and it will create the NV volume. Okay, if user is passing NetApp flexible encryption and NetApp aggregate encryption both, so in this case what we are going to do actually, based on this parameter we will give the preference to the NV, and we'll go and create the NV encryption. So that kind of logic we need to build inside our in our Manila driver code. So if your two thing is passing, we'll give the preference to the this NV volume because it's already there. If user want to pass only this NetApp aggregate encryption with true actually, So this is we have already populated in the in our Manila pool. So based on that one, first it will filter out the pool where it's going to provision, and based on this extra specs actually, we need to have apply the logic actually. It will go and create the share, but it should not pass that encryption is true. So in that case, it will go and pick up the suitable aggregate and just simply create the aggregate without this encryption is equal to true. So that's called the that volume is NV encrypted, NV NV encrypted, right? NA encrypted. So this is the whole logic we are going to apply to achieving this feature. So there is other code changes might be required, which we still need to explore, like share migration, volume move. So if you are moving the volume from one V server to other V server, so like in Barbican actually means where share is always configured based on the uh, that V server key, but here it's not the case, I think. So each share has the different key. So if you are migrating those one, so we need to change the, we need to check this behavior in on tap how it is working, and if we need to make the code changes, suppose that if I want to move the volume within the V server, I think that there will be no issue. But if you want to move it to across the V server, if ONTAP is not allowing it or something is not, we need to modify our share migration code. Means we need to block that in the share migration code for wall move. So
So
similarly for replication, yeah.
Girish, within the same SVM as well,
Mm.
if the aggregates are not encrypted and it is moved across an aggregate, it
Uh,
might also be not
Right,
allowed.
right, right. So yeah, correct. So those all behavior actually we need to explore a little more. But this is the area actually which I have I have put down. So we need to explore more how the on tap is behaving. So we need to add the same logic in our Manila code. So right now I don't have an answer. How does it work? Yeah, if across the means volume movements, it will be moving to the different aggregate. So there might be the impact means on tap might not allowing it or something. Yeah, we need to explore on this Anup more little. Similarly for share replication or share server migration, we need to see the behavior in the on tap and based on that one or how this NV encryption for the volume is working. So based on that, we can decide actually what we need to implement in the Manila side. I think share manage and unmanaged should not be much impact here. It's little different from the Barbican where we need to user and that a lot of things other things means we are passing the key from the Manila and all things. So it's not the case here actually. The on tap is giving the key and everything. So, but we need to still validate from the on-trade side. So this is the proposal, and this is the way we are approaching to means achieving implementing this feature. So if you have any comment, you can just provide. Yeah, that's it from my side, Carlos. Thank you. Any question here, Gautam, Carlos?
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
have one small question about the way the driver will decide if there are two, if when there are two things that are
Right.
they're not really the same, right? Like so, flex wall
Uh,
encryption is what exists right now, I think, and
Right.
you're
Right.
introducing aggregate encryption.
Right.
So that's a user error, isn't it? Like an administrator sets up this as a scoped extra spec. This is not something that's visible to end users, but the admin
Right.
would probably want feedback from you, the
Uh-huh.
shared driver, that these are incompatible. Um, and
Right.
like you know,
So your point, you mean to say we should actually block
yeah, no, fail
this?
the request and log exactly that these are incompatible extra specs. And it's not the end of the
In
world
the
because
share permission,
Mhm.
share.
Got it. And second point you're talking about where user is passing both flex or not.
no, no, that's the
Uh,
only point I was checking. Like, because these are coming in as share type extra specs, this is something that an administrator is actually
yeah.
configuring. So they
Mhm.
can just look at errors and fix their configuration. And they shouldn't have incompatible extra specs because embedding a logic inside the shared
Mhm.
driver saying which one wins
Mm-hmm.
is probably a little confusing to explain.
Right.
Um,
Got it. Got it. Makes sense, Gautam. Yeah. So in this case, if user is passing both NetApp Flex wall encryption and NetApp that aggregate encryption in that case, right? It
yep.
should be okay.
Just fail the request, and then you can even raise
Okay,
a
got it.
error message or even just a log. An administrator would make sense out of that.
Yeah, yeah. I got it. That make more sense actually. Yeah. Thanks for this. Yeah.
So it can be a copy paste error as well, right? So
Correct.
customer may not know and he might get a different configuration while
Mhm.
expecting different configurations, rather than if we decide on behalf.
Yeah, yeah. I will throw. Yeah. Got it. It's kind of validation of the extra config which user is passing, so we can block him there and throw the proper error messages kind of things.
Yeah, the expected workflow with somebody configuring types, because
Mhm.
types have two things, right? One is capabilities. You get immediate
Right.
feedback with
Right.
capabilities. Immediate as in it won't get scheduled. And then
Right.
there are scoped extra specs like the ones like you have flexible encryption and such.
Mhm.
Like in case somebody does give you something that are directives to the shared driver, the only way you
Mhm.
know is when the shared driver fails it.
Right.
And so the expectation that's there even in Manila and Cinder and so on is just the same thing. Which when you set up types, when you set up flavors, when you set up these
Mhm.
configuration things for end users to use, you'd first test them,
Right.
and you'll see all this behavior before you hand it over to an end user.
Yeah. Sure, Gautam. Yeah. So Monday will probably will take this feature for implementation from our team. So yeah, just want to update.
Nice, thanks.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, no other comments on my end. Thanks for bringing this up. Seems like a nice feature to have. Um, any other questions for Girish or any thoughts on this feature? Going once. Yeah. Yeah. If no questions, then we can wrap up this discussion and move to the next one. Um, yeah, I actually should have done this when there were more people in the room, but I think it's a good time. We are actually a bit back in the schedule right now. Maybe we should actually not so back to the schedule. Um, yeah, maybe we can take some time to take a team picture and then move to the next two topics of the day. We mentioned that we will do some parts of the Flamingo retrospective today, but yeah, I don't think we'll have time for that, and we'll likely need to continue this discussion later. So sorry about that, but yeah, it's nice, like great discussions happening today and lots going on. So if you don't mind, can we take the team picture now? It's like switching the cameras on, and then yeah, awesome. Um, Getting some extra time for the cameras. I actually realized that I didn't turn on mine yet.
I don't know. I was curious to see Vida's background today.
Yeah.
I didn't comment on it yesterday. It was like an asteroid that was coming, destroy us or something. Oh, there it is.
There. Uh, just duck and run when you
Okay,
see
we
it.
have we have something there.
Oh yeah.
Is
Yeah.
this the new asteroid that is now going behind the sun or something like that?
No, this isn't the one. No, this is from a few years back.
Okay.
Awesome. Uh, all right. I'm taking a couple of pictures so I don't miss it. Yeah. Great. Thank you, everyone. We can continue to the next couple of discussions now. Yeah, you can go off camera too if you'd like. So Yeah, next up we have two features, and I would like to thank Kim for proposing those. I actually missed the ping for one of those features in one of those discussions, but I'm glad we made this happen. So yeah, I'll continue my screen sharing. But yeah, Kim, would you like to do the screen sharing? Would you like me to continue the screen sharing?
Uh, Please continue your screen share.
Awesome, I'll do that. Floor shares, and thanks for joining us.
Uh, Hi, I'm Enkang, and I have some opinion about notifications. So I added a topic to the etherpad. Uh, I think notification should be published for every action that can be performed in Manila, not only for share, including snapshots or other resources. So the first I thought of that are snapshot creation and deletion, reverting to snapshot, share manage and unmanage, and snapshot manage unmanage. And maybe there are more actions, I think. And I think failure notification should be also published when any action fails, so the user can get more detailed information about the resource. And I was wondering if there is a reason why events were not issued for some resources. And I'd like to ask if there is any standard for publishing notifications.
Hi, I can answer, I think, the first part of that question. So is there a reason? I don't think so. So the notification stuff, we haven't paid a lot of attention to. I wish we did. I think with every feature, when we add it, we end up asking if there is new notifications to be added. But these features like snapshot creation, revert to snapshot, etc., have existed for a long time. And maybe we just when we did end up adding notifications to the others, we just missed these. So it's totally fine. So and if you're interested to help us with this, that would be most welcome.
Uh, Thank you.
Although on the second part of that question, which is around failure notification. Wait, actually, I think you asked if there is any standard way of doing this. So the kind of notifications that we have for shares, I think we stuck with what was there with Cinder. So with Cinder, every time a volume is created, I think we send the same kind of notification where it says volume start and volume. Sorry, yeah, I think uh, with Manila, I think it was share create start and share create end or something like that. So it will be similar. Is what I don't think we've established the guidelines and on how to what to call these notifications. As long as it is consistent, right? That's what the thing would be. And I guess on the ceilometer side, it's looking for any keyword that we'd provide: create, delete, manage, exist, and so on. I think we could standardize and probably put that down somewhere in the documentation. Um, I think the person that added this was Victoria, and she still works at Red Hat, and we could actually add her to the review if you're working on this and you need some clarifications from her.
Uh,
So
okay.
is I have one question, Gautam. So is this is this a common Cinder common only library for notification publishing, or it can be also done from the driver side if there are some specific notifications we would like to publish?
It can be run from the driver side as well. I don't think we've kind of like added any from the drivers so far.
Okay, got it. This is good to know. Yeah. And these notifications are consumed on Horizon client yet, or that is a
Not on
separate entity?
Horizon, but they go to the OpenStack messaging thing. So
Okay,
technically, Ceilometer is a consumer,
got it.
and you can interface that with any kind of observability platform.
Okay, got it.
Thank you for explaining.
Awesome. Thank you for bringing this up. You guys have any more questions, or do you have any other questions for us as well? We can put you in touch with Victoria too. But yeah, if you're interested in picking this up, I would say yes. Following the same pattern that we have in the notifications for shares would be something that would maintain consistency across the code base. So that would be like our first advice there. But if you'd like some extra help, we can also ping Victoria and ask her if she can share some feedback on this.
Okay.
Awesome. I took some notes here.
And I do have a question on the error notifications. I wasn't aware that that's actually something that'd be useful. So what kind of error notifications are you looking to add? So it's is it about, so we start something, and if it didn't happen, is that something what you're looking to see?
Um, I thought all of the existing notifications
Mhm.
because uh it can always be like thoughts.
Right. You're right, and I just probably am not aware of any existing example of something like that. Do you know if any other OpenStack service does this? Does it post error notifications as well?
Uh, I don't know other services.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's a question that we could also ask the
Mm,
notification folks.
yes. I'll try to search it.
Awesome, thank you.
So is it a common library that is used across services, or is it like specific to Manila?
It's used across services. There's the Oslo messaging library. That's what this is all based off of.
Got it. Sure, we'll take a look at as well.
Yeah. And I just dropped a link which added the initial notification support. I think we had this as a request from CERN back then. And we had this, I think we just did that with shares, and we were trying to get started with notifications at that time, but I don't think we added it all across. So that's kind of the miss here.
Got it.
Awesome. Any other questions
And
on?
these are push notifications, right? I'm just asking because I have not used it. Are these push notification,
Yeah.
or
So if,
yeah,
when any end user starts an action, the idea is that a service notifies some place that the action is started and the action is ended, and this can be used for all sorts of things, and that it is a push yes to the to whatever is consuming it. It could be a observability platform, let's say like Ceilometer or Prometheus. And what they are doing with it is they will do analysis on top of that. They build analysis on top of that. How much time did something take? How many resources are end users creating? Who is creating them? What kind of resources, and what is their characteristics, and so on. So we piggyback a lot of the data and send it up so that this kind of analysis is useful. I think there's one other that we built in, which was share usage information. I think, and this was just done as a POC with the LVM driver, and at that time, I'm not sure if the Huawei driver supported it. So folks were interested in knowing how much is every share getting written into. So let's say you have thin provision shares, how much amount of data is actually being written and consumed real time. So there was some sort of a cadence. I think it was every hour or something. We would poll all the shares and we'd supply this information. So it's not exactly event based. It could also be schedule based. Um, or if you consider schedule also as an event, that's what the underlying concept was. And but I do think just extending what we've done with all of the resources would be a good first step. Like the resources that Kim's pointing out to, which is snapshots. We've not done the notifications for manage, reverting to snapshot, etc. Those would be really good to finish off and have parity. I would even call them bugs that they don't exist right now. And it should be straightforward to to backport these, and having them is not going to break somebody. It would rather help, I think.
Yep, agreed.
Absolutely.
Good to know.
Awesome. Any other questions on this topic?
I think I'll put in this a couple of links out here, the specs and the initial patches, and we can chat about how this work can continue.
Awesome. Thank you very much for adding the context and the details, Gautam. Yeah, if no further questions on this topic, I believe we can move to the next one, which is adding mount point name option to managing a share. And also, I would say, yeah, thanks for finding the blueprint for this. This is also a nice feature, and it would be a great addition. So, would you like to share your thoughts on this?
Yes. First, thank you for accepting new topic. And to explain it, I think we can add mount point name parameter to share manage API, just like share create API. So when managing new share, a user can give the mount point name for the new mount point of volume, which can be human readable. And I think the code is already almost implemented, so I think only a few fixes will be required for this feature. Uh, as I understand the code, at the driver level, if there is mount point name value in shared database, it calls to remount with that value after a mount existing mount pass. So can I try the contribution of this feature for Gazpacho release?
Yeah, that's an awesome addition. Thanks for bringing this up and also for willing to take it. We'll be lucky to have like this contribution. And yeah, this mount point name feature, it was added a couple of releases ago, and it's a really nice use case that it addresses. So I don't think I'm opposed in any way of having this feature. And yeah, I I don't have any concerns around this. Do you guys have something you'd like to share or any questions you'd like to ask around this feature?
So I am a little bit confused. So I'll just ask you. Maybe it might be a dumb question, but when the mount point is already available on the, does this mount point mean that we are also trying to create a mount point or a junction path on the volume share that is there on storage, or is it just the mount point on the during the managing of the share on Manila layer?
Um,
Because mount point is something that is available at a volume level on storage side as well. So I'm a little bit confused whether we are talking about that mount point.
No, we are. That is the one.
Okay.
Yes.
So it is the junction path. If it's looking at NetApp on tap, it's a
Got
junction
it.
path that
Okay.
that's this thing. So this mount point name customization was something that works with ONTAP and I think with the LVM driver, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
So it's just a few drivers that support this. So we need to. I mean, if you look at the patch, I think that Kim has, I think you can get an
Yeah,
idea of what this is changing.
Janan has done this one. Yeah, I
Oh,
remember.
okay. Yeah, so doing the same thing with create, but with manage, but except in this path with manage, there is an expectation that manage will disconnect existing clients. So with this, if you pass the mount point name, then you're sure to disconnect existing clients, right? Because you're going to customize
Right.
that junction path. So I think it's fine. I like the approach that we're covering. This gap. It'll
And
certainly.
that, so you mean to say if it is already mounted somewhere, we should still go and override that and allow that mount path to be added to the, or junction path to be added to the body?
Yeah, so what the NetApp driver does is it drains the export rules uh, prior to managing. So it already does, a disruptive thing. It
Okay.
disrupts any existing clients. And then, I mean, right now it doesn't do anything to the junction path. It leaves it as is, um, I think. But with this, it's also going to change the junction path to what the user is passing.
Okay. And by default, I think the junction path is just the name of the one slash name of the one.
Right, right.
Trying to override. And that is already there in case of create file, create share, and we're trying to do that as part of manage share as well.
Correct. Yeah.
Got it.
Kim, can I ask, what is your use case with these, with Manila especially? Are you using this in production, or are you a developer just trying to help us out with things?
uh, yes, I wanted to use this feature. Well, I understood the manage function is importing the volume from NetApp drivers to the Manila service, and I thought that with this option, uh, the user can define new mount point just like when creating share. Uh,
Yeah, no, I understand your note for sure. I meant use case for all of Manila itself. At your this thing, your specific use case. I was just curious how you're using Manila shares today. Um, and if you're actually a contributor, or are you also operating a cloud?
Uh, yes, I operate the cloud service
Okay,
using Manila. Yes.
thank you. Yeah, that's nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is awesome. So we love suggestions and contributions from operators because it's actually who's using Manila. So really, thank you very much for bringing this and also like for picking this up. This is awesome. Any other questions at the moment? Something I don't know you'd like to ask or suggestions related to this mount point name option when managing shares? If not, then I believe we can wrap up the discussions here and join the discussion in the Nova room in 9 minutes. I'm sorry we didn't take a break throughout these past couple of topics. It's been packed with discussions, but all good discussions and all good topics. So thank you very much for all of the great discussions. It's not a wrap for Modula itself right now today because we are going to the Nova room in 8 minutes and talk about VirtualFS. So if you're around, please join the Nova room and yeah, let's talk about Manila and VirtualFS. But yeah, that wraps up our discussions in this room for today. Tomorrow we have a lot of topics to cover as well. Let me just walk you through a bit. So some QoS enhancements, which we briefly talked about today, eventlet removal, dropping V1 API, JSON schema validation, Manila client removal, and also the merging or the possibility of merging the Manila client OSC functionality into proper OSC. So there's a lot to happen still, and Friday there's a lot of topics and a happy hour at 15 UTC. So in case you missed something or you missed something today, please go check in the OpenStack Manila YouTube channel. And yeah, thank you very much for participating today. It was really nice to have these discussions and spend this time with you. Right. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the Nova room in 7 minutes now.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much,
everyone.
Carlos. Have a nice,
Thank you.
yeah.
See you guys.
Thank you,
Have a
Carlos.
nice day,
Bye.
guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Gautam.
Guys, bye.
Bye. Bye.
Hey, buddy. It was good.
Hey, sorry.